the visitor from the deep unknown. In the vast stillness of the cosmos, where silence stretches for billions of light years, something moved, swiftly, deliberately, and unlike anything we had ever seen before. On April 13th, 2024, the Atlas Observatory in Hawaii detected a faint anomaly gliding through the darkness of interstellar space. At first, it was dismissed as a harmless comet, another frozen relic drifting through the cosmic void. But as data poured in, reality began to twist. This was not a comet. It was something else, something that defied every known law of celestial mechanics. Astronomers called it 3I/Atlas, the third officially recorded interstellar object to enter our solar system. Yet its behavior was impossible. It accelerated without propulsion, changed course without gravity, and emitted no detectable debris or outgassing. According to the equations, it shouldn't have been able to move the way it did. But it did. And that was the beginning of the problem. The object's surface reflected light in irregular patterns, as if it was coated with a material designed to confuse optical sensors. Its shape was neither spherical nor elongated, but adaptive, morphing subtly depending on the observation angle, as though the universe itself couldn't decide what it was looking at. "We're not observing it," one scientist remarked. "It's observing us back." Within weeks, the strange visitor became the most analyzed and censored phenomenon in modern astronomy. Public data vanished. Amateur astronomers who tried to track its path reported their instruments suddenly malfunctioning. Then came the rumor. NASA's deep space radar had detected a rhythmic pulse, 3 distinct beats, emanating from the object every 9 minutes. That pulse matched no natural signal ever recorded. Some whispered it was a probe. Others believed it was a remnant of an ancient civilization, a machine that awakens only when it detects intelligent life. But the most chilling theory of all suggested something far more disturbing. That 3I/Atlas didn't come to us by accident. It was sent. And if that's true, then the question haunting every observatory on Earth is no longer what 3I/Atlas is, but who sent it and what it wants. The impossible physics of 3I/Atlas. When the initial data from 3I/Atlas was reanalyzed, it shattered the boundaries of known astrophysics. Objects entering the solar system from interstellar space are expected to obey Newton's laws, or at least display gravitational interactions that fit within the standard model of celestial mechanics. But 3I/Atlas didn't obey anything. It behaved like a living paradox. Its velocity measured at over 87 kilometers per second wasn't constant. It fluctuated. At first, scientists assumed it was due to outgassing, a common effect for comets when sunlight vaporizes surface ice. But spectroscopy revealed no trace of gas, no ionized tail, no emission lines of carbon, oxygen, or hydrogen. It was a perfectly sterile traveler, moving through the void without leaving a fingerprint. Then came the real impossibility. As it passed near the sun, 3I/Atlas didn't decelerate, as any object under solar gravity should. Instead, it accelerated away, as if something within it resisted gravity itself. One researcher described the data as a mathematical insult. The object appeared to possess negative mass behavior, something theorized in exotic matter physics, but never observed in reality. The strangest detail lay in its rotation. Traditional tumbling of asteroids follows predictable patterns of inertia, but 3I/Atlas rotated in discrete intervals, pausing, then shifting to a new axis at perfect 33 degrees increments. Almost like alignment, a deliberate calibration, as though it was scanning. When visualized in 3D simulations, its path through the solar system formed a geometric curve, a logarithmic spiral identical to the pattern found in galaxies, DNA structures, and even magnetic resonance frequencies. The odds of that being random? 1 in 10 billion. It was not drifting. It was navigating. In a leaked report, later denied by every space agency involved, there was mention of an energy field anomaly. Probes sent to study the object allegedly detected a faint but structured electromagnetic field around it, oscillating in the 432 Hz harmonic range, the same frequency ancient civilizations associated with universal resonance and creation. That coincidence ignited chaos across the scientific community. Was it an alien signal? A self-sustaining field generator? Or something older? Something that had existed since the birth of the universe? now merely passing by to remind us how little we truly understand? Some physicists began to whisper what others refused to say out loud, that 3I/Atlas was not bound by the physics of our universe. It might be slipping between dimensions, appearing solid to us only because our limited perception can't comprehend its true form. If that's the case, then perhaps we never discovered 3I/Atlas at all. Perhaps it merely allowed itself to be seen. And that realization changes everything. Because what if the universe we know is just a fragment of a much larger system, and 3I/Atlas is the first messenger from beyond it? The artificial origin theory. As more observatories focused on 3I/Atlas, a forbidden hypothesis began to circulate behind closed doors, one that would shatter the boundaries between science and myth. What if 3I/Atlas was not a comet, nor an asteroid, nor a cosmic accident, but a machine? In late 2024, data from several deep space spectrographs revealed something disturbing. The object's thermal signature was inconsistent with rock or ice. It absorbed solar radiation with uncanny precision, as though its surface was composed of layered alloys engineered to convert light into power. A comet made of intelligent material, a paradox that no natural process could produce. Then came the moment that changed everything. A joint research team from Switzerland and Japan reconstructed the internal density map of 3I/Atlas using high-frequency radiotomography. What they found silenced the room. Inside the seemingly random mass of ice and dust was a perfectly symmetrical core, a hollow chamber containing structures with sharp edges and repeating angles. It was a geometry that could only be designed. According to the leaked report, the central cavity emitted an electromagnetic pulse every 9 minutes, aligned exactly with the Earth's rotational cycle. The signal wasn't random, it was targeted. The comet wasn't just passing through, it was watching us. As models evolved, scientists realized something even more haunting. The trajectory of 3I/Atlas had slowed slightly when approaching the plane of the solar system, as if it had adjusted its speed to synchronize with Earth's orbital velocity. It wasn't falling toward the sun. It was coasting, like a vessel entering harbor. Inside that chamber, some believe lies an advanced surveillance construct, a hybrid of artificial intelligence and alien consciousness. A pilot, perhaps biological once, now merged with machine. A being capable of transmitting across light years without delay. Its purpose? Observation, cataloging, studying. Every planet in the solar system emits electromagnetic noise. But only Earth sings. Radio waves, radar, Wi-Fi, television. Billions of signals leaking into space for over a century. For a civilization far older and more advanced, that noise would be like a cosmic beacon, an invitation. And so, the theory emerged. 3I/Atlas is a listening probe, a disguised reconnaissance ship hidden beneath layers of frozen matter, sent to study the only planet that speaks. If that's true, then it didn't accidentally find us. It came for us, to observe what we've become, to decide whether our civilization is worth contact or containment. And now, as it drifts silently beyond Neptune, one question burns at the heart of every astronomer who dares to believe. What if it's not leaving at all, but simply waiting for the right moment to respond? The ancient origins of 3I/Atlas. The deeper scientists looked, the more impossible 3I/Atlas became. Some theorists proposed an idea so audacious it bordered on madness. This object was not born in our galaxy. It had existed since the very beginning of the universe, a fragment ejected from the cataclysmic explosion of the Big Bang itself. According to this hypothesis, 3I/Atlas was formed from the primordial soup of the early cosmos, carrying within it matter that predated stars, planets, and even galaxies. Its ice and dust were ancient beyond comprehension, older than the sun by billions of years. Embedded within that ancient matter, simulations suggested, could be pockets of water and a thin atmosphere, trapped inside microcavities in its core. But it wasn't just inert matter. Some models implied that organic molecules, perhaps even primitive forms of life, might have been carried along for eons. Bacteria, spores, or other prebiotic compounds, sheltered from the void of space by layers of frozen material and electromagnetic shielding, drifting silently through the galaxy, waiting for a hospitable world. Spectroscopic analyses of its surface revealed anomalies that could not be explained by any known chemical process. Traces of oxygen and nitrogen were detected in isolated pockets, alongside compounds resembling amino acids. For the first time, a cold shiver passed through the scientific community. 3I/Atlas might not merely be a messenger of intelligence. It might itself harbor life. Imagine a fragment of the Big Bang itself, carrying with it the seeds of creation, passing through the solar system for the first time in billions of years. It had witnessed the formation of stars, the rise and fall of galaxies, and now, it glided past a small blue planet teeming with civilization, unaware, yet profoundly significant in its purpose. If the reconnaissance hypothesis were true, then the intelligence piloting 3I/Atlas might be less interested in the physical planets and more in what those planets harbor. Earth's oceans, its atmosphere, its living creatures, all of it observable from the safety of a vessel that had survived the vacuum, radiation, and chaos of interstellar space for the entirety of cosmic history. And yet, there was something almost poetic, almost terrifying, in the thought. The universe itself had sent a fragment of its own birth to observe one tiny world, a relic older than time, moving with silent precision, carrying the raw ingredients of existence, and perhaps even the first whispers of life itself. As 3I/Atlas vanished into the outer reaches of the solar system, leaving behind only the faintest trail of mystery and electromagnetic echoes, one truth became unavoidable. The universe is not just vast, it is alive with memory. And somewhere, in that ancient ice and metal, the past of everything waits to meet the present. Cosmic Harvest. As 3I/Atlas drifted deeper into the solar system, patterns in its motion began to emerge, patterns that were impossible to explain with natural physics. Observatories noted a subtle but consistent effect. Every time the object passed near a planet, its energy readings spiked. It wasn't merely gravitational interaction. It was as if the object absorbed something from the world it passed, a silent harvest of cosmic power. The sun was the first to reveal the truth. Instruments detected that when 3I/Atlas skimmed past the corona, its electromagnetic field intensified. Particles from the solar wind were redirected into the object, vanishing into its interior. Radiation that would obliterate any spacecraft was being converted, refined, and stored. In essence, it was charging itself from the star itself, siphoning energy as naturally as a plant draws sunlight. Then came the planets. As it approached Mercury, precise gravitational anomalies suggested energy extraction on a planetary scale. Observers noted minuscule but measurable changes in the planet's magnetic field, like the whisper of a massive system drawing power through invisible conduits. Venus, Earth, Mars. Each world offered a different type of energy: thermal, electromagnetic, even subtle atmospheric currents. The comet, or rather, the vessel, absorbed it all. The implications were staggering. Every icy surface, every solar particle, every planetary magnetic pulse was feeding the hidden machinery at the heart of 3I/Atlas. Its interior, long theorized to contain an alien control system, a conscious probe, or even a hybrid intelligence, was alive with energy. It was not drifting aimlessly. It was charging, sustaining a machine that had survived eons of interstellar space. Earth became the most critical stop. The signals emanating from 3I/Atlas intensified near our orbit, and energy readings suggested the object was interacting with the electromagnetic signature of our planet. Our radio waves, our satellites, even the auroras above the poles, all became part of its cosmic siphon. To the world, it appeared as a silent, passing comet. But in truth, it was a living machine, extracting and processing energy with meticulous precision, preparing for some purpose we could not yet comprehend. And then, there was the unsettling possibility. If 3I/Atlas had already harvested energy from other star systems, other planets, countless eons ago, it may have been building itself up, growing stronger, storing power, awakening a system older than the sun itself. Every orbit, every passage, every close encounter with a celestial body was a step toward full activation. As it disappeared beyond the orbit of Neptune, leaving behind only a faint trail of charged particles, one chilling thought remained. The comet had moved through our solar system not as a visitor, but as a predator of energy. And in the silent dark, somewhere inside its ancient, frozen shell, the hidden machine continued to wake. As 3I/Atlas vanished beyond Neptune, the solar system fell silent, but the signals remained. A faint hum, a pulse in the electromagnetic spectrum, a rhythm no natural object could produce. It was as if the ancient machine inside stirred awake, remembering stars long gone, harvesting energies older than time itself. We observed, we speculated, we wondered, yet the truth lingered just beyond perception. Was it watching us, waiting for something, or preparing to act? One thing is certain. The universe is far stranger than we ever imagined, and 3I/Atlas is only the beginning.